Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! It shouldn't come as a secret to any fan of Descendants and Zombies that I have never wanted these stories to be over, to see their conclusions. So what I've done is I created something special for every fan of Descendants and Zombies. I spent my savings on a YouTube channel, hoping it was going to touch your heart, through sharing my story with you about how I became a fan of Descendants and Zombies and how much I loved Kylie Cantrell, how I felt inspired by Ruby Rose Turner and their stories. Because if there ever was a cast to feel inspired by, it's this new cast of Descendants: The Rise of Red and the upcoming Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland, which we are all excited about. So many of us have unanswered questions about the release dates, what the release windows are looking like, predictions that have been made about Descendants and Zombies early on, and we still have 6 months to go before the movie premieres. And I know a lot of people wish this could happen sooner, but that's what we're faced with. So all that means is I'm going to have to upload videos about Descendants and Zombies for the rest of my life. And I'm okay with that, because I have always believed that the Descendants and Zombies fans deserve all the respect in the world, along with the cast, who have seen their fair share of criticism. I get that. But everybody feels differently about Descendants and Zombies. You guys are very special. The Descendants and Zombies fans are very dedicated, with so much heart and dedication to who and what they believe in, especially who they believe in, because they love them with all of their heart. And the quicker other YouTube creators can realize what I've realized through the years, they will have a greater appreciation from this fandom, because a lot of people have very critical things to say about Descendants and Zombies and their stars, so much so they've been reduced to tears in TikTok videos and YouTube videos over the years because they can't make sense of why people feel the way they do. And the answer to that question is everybody feels differently. But I know that somebody out there is watching this video tonight who loves Descendants and Zombies with all of their heart, and thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Because to be honest with each and every one of you, I've had the time of my life, and I've never wanted to say goodbye, and I've never wanted these stories to be over. So I'm doing everything in my power to make sure this story never ends, and we see chapter after chapter, and we give people a greater appreciation for Descendants and Zombies, to let the critics know how we truly feel about their opinions and how we've never wanted anything to do with a critic's opinion. Because you see, over the years, I've had nothing to do with criticism. I've never wanted anything to do with it. I don't believe in any form of criticism being a nice form of criticism, because no form of criticism is a nice one. And I think if we're going to do anything for Kylie Cantrell, Freya Skye, Malia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner, who I love with all of my heart, we should at least say something nice about them. And I really wish more YouTube creators that created this content for each and every one of you felt the same way that I did. You want to know why this YouTube channel is everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel, and it's quickly becoming the #1 Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time? It's because the guy who creates this video for you has a greater appreciation for Descendants and Zombies and feels the same way as you do about Descendants and Zombies and its beloved characters. If there was anything that I was ever going to say about Descendants and Zombies characters and their stories, it was going to be something nice to relate to each and every one of you, because that's all I ever wanted to be a part of. And this is precisely why this YouTube channel has become everybody's favorite, and will continue to be everybody's favorite for the foreseeable future, because indeed there is a future for us all to be excited about when it comes to Descendants and Zombies. When you think about a character like Cinderella, who made a premiere on February 15th, 1950, I do believe. I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on that date. I remember when it premiered, everybody was so excited about it. It was an absolute buzz. It was Disney's most celebrated princess. And nearly 75 years later to the date, Malia Baker is doing a beautiful representation representing the daughter of Prince Charming and Cinderella in such an emphatic fashion, which I can never seem to give her enough praise and enough credit for. There is nobody as powerful or as dedicated to this role as what Malia Baker has been in recent years. Nobody ever imagined that Descendants: The Rise of Red would go on to achieve so much severity, for its resignation with so many wonderful fans of Descendants and Zombies who remember being a fan of the original trilogy, myself included, because I have forever missed the original cast, and I've always wanted them to come back to reprise their role, and I know there is no chance of that ever happening, but I think there's always an opportunity to give people who have ever believed that a chance in believing that more than they ever have, because I've never wanted to close the door on anybody returning to what made them the superstars they are, because when you think about the career highlights of Dove Cameron, what did she really have to fall back on? She had the opportunity to appear at a couple of fashion shows, the Liv and Maddie TV show on Disney Channel, and Descendants, because that was her defining role. I think you're never too old to return to what the role that made you who the superstar you are, and I think that people have appreciated Dove Cameron's role as Mel through the years, and that's why she became everybody's favorite character. So I think there is always an opportunity to believe in something, whatever you believed in really for Descendants and Zombies. And when it comes to Clarke and she's really put her heart behind this character Red because she believed in this character more than ever before. I saw an interesting video where Clarke and really embraced this character and talked about how much the Red character had meant to her career because it was really a defining role for Clarke and because we remembered her on Gabby Dern and the Unsittables, her YouTube show Hello Kylie, which I was a huge fan of, guys. I had the biggest crush in the world on Clarke Control. I remember watching every YouTube video this girl would upload because I was a YouTube creator myself. I always wanted to co-star on Hello Kylie years ago. I never had the opportunity to, but I would love to collaborate with Clarke Control in a YouTube video to interview her or something like that because I really have had a greater appreciation for her and all these Descendant stars because they've gone on to touch a very special place in my heart that will forever and always remain there for every star of Descendants. And when it came to Ruby Rose Turner, I got to be honest with each and every one of you guys, I love Ruby with all of my heart too because Ruby just showed so much heart and dedication for each and every one of you. And I just want to put it out there. If Ruby Rose Turner is looking for somebody to support her and how she believes in each and every one of you, she should look no further than Jonathan Clarke's reviews because in all honesty, guys, I've had such an appreciation for Ruby Rose Turner and just how appreciative she was of life, and I really wish that more people, when talking about people like Kylie and Ruby, would realize these qualities, which are very far and in between for many people. I've never believed there are never enough kind people in this lifetime. I know that good people exist out there, and I've seen this to be more evident than ever before with Descendants and Zombies fans, because you guys are incredibly supportive of who and what you believe in. You take me, for instance. I was just a host of a YouTube show that pretty much exploded overnight because you guys loved Descendants and Zombies so much and you had always wanted an official Descendants and Zombies podcast. And while Disney may have never given you a Descendants and Zombies podcast officially, I took my chance on creating a Descendants and Zombies podcast for each and every one of you, never knowing how it was going to be received or how it would ever be responded to or how I would ever make it as a Disney Descendants and Zombies content creator. But I've done it. I've somehow broken the fourth wall, and we have gone to the galaxy and beyond with this YouTube channel because some way or somehow it has become everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel ever created. And I have each and every one of you to thank. Did I ever think this YouTube channel would have over 3,000 people having subscribed to it or hundreds of likes? I most certainly didn't, but it happened because of each and every one of you. It didn't happen because I created the content. It happened because my content resonated with so many wonderful people, and they heard what I had to say in the way of an opinion about Descendants and Zombies, and I could break down, review, and analyze these franchises with character breakdowns and predictions better than anybody else ever could. You know, years ago I was on YouTube, I was talking about video games, as you guys can get from my video game collection, which includes everything from Resident Evil to Gran Turismo to Grand Theft Auto, you name it. I played it, Final Fantasy. I've got them all. I reviewed video games, movies, TV shows that I may have been a fan of because I know Freya Sky was a huge fan of the Vampire Diaries and Damon and Stefan Salvatore and their controversial relationships with Elena and Caroline. I remember how beautiful the storylines were for the Vampire Diaries. I was particularly intrigued by that show. So if Freya Sky wants a guy to binge watch the entire Vampires TV series with her, she should look no further than Jonathan Clarke because I've taken away a greater appreciation for these franchises for forever and always. And I will forever and always have a soft spot in my heart for TV shows like The Vampire Diaries and Twilight for their beautiful stories. But I think if there ever was a franchise that focused on things like vampires, werewolves, and eventually aliens, it's got to be zombies. If there's ever a franchise that focuses on fairy tales and a greater appreciation to be had for these fairy tales, it's got to be Descendants. I have never seen a franchise have such a profound impact on millions of hearts the way Descendants and Zombies has. So why as YouTube creators can't we just honor that? Why can't we just celebrate it? Why can't we just be happy for people like Clarke Control and Freya Sky who are always going on tour, who are always making the most of every opportunity they have? Just as sure as the sun is setting behind me, you guys are going to have more opportunities to catch Freya Sky in live performances because this is only just the beginning for Freya Sky. One tour headlining 15 cities across the United States is really just the beginning for Freya Sky. This is not going to be the last time we're going to see Freya Sky have a tour. She is going to want to see so much unprecedented success in her career, and she's going to have a Taylor Swift-like career early on in her lifetime. And I say this because if there ever was somebody who had deserving of being a Taylor Swift-like personality, it's Freya Sky. I think forever we should have these conversations about how many opportunities we can throw the way of Freya Sky. Why not have her be the live-action Rapunzel for the live-action Tangled? Why does it have to be Tegan Croft? I don't know really how I feel about Tegan Croft being the live-action Rapunzel, with how much of an appreciation Freyasky has exemplified and showed for the Rapunzel character, because of how much of a revered place it's held in Freyasky's heart for forever, because they both have blonde hair, and it was her favorite Disney princess. I don't really know how I feel about Tegan Croft, with how much of an appreciation came from Ruby Rose Turner and her desire and her passion to want to play that character. I think you could have gave this opportunity to more people who are far more beautiful. I know she's an Australian actress, but I have so much respect for Ruby Rose Turner and Freyasky within my heart that I think we can never give them enough opportunities. And I will forever and always believe that Kylie Control, likewise, should have the opportunity to play a live-action Disney princess. I know Naomi Scott was a beautiful Jasmine for the live-action Aladdin, but I think that Kylie Control will be just as impressive of a Jasmine and equally as beautiful, because she really is beautiful. I mean, what more needs to be said about Kylie Control? Not to forget to mention, she's so strong, she's so fearless. She's never really cared what anybody has thought about her, although she's a very emotional person on times. And the quicker people can realize that Kylie Control is a very emotional person, I think they will have a greater appreciation for her and who she is as a person, because behind the camera, Kylie Control is going through a lot. She's putting up with a lot of pressure. She's always having to live up to a certain expectation of a management label or how Disney wants her to perceive herself, which is extremely difficult to do. I know a number of years ago, Emily Osment and Miley Cyrus had to go to public school, especially Emily Osment, and she was really having to deal with a lot of pressure behind the camera at Disney that a lot of people didn't really know about. I've been through everything with Disney generations, and I feel like I've been a part of every generation, so if there was something to bear witness to because of Disney and Nickelodeon, I witnessed it. And to be honest with each and every one of you, one of the reasons why I can create so much relatable content is because I really felt for these girls and what they had to go through, their relationships, how people may have felt about them. If there was something criticizing being said about Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment, I was there for it. If there was something critical being said about Raven Simone and Elise Vanderpool, I was there for it. And you had better believe that I supported them. I have taken bullets for your favorite Descendants stars for forever. I've taken bullets for Disney stars of the past, and I've had no regrets. And even if that's what that means, that I have to upload videos about Descendants of Zombies to drive home a greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies every single time, then so be it. Jonathan Clarke will be your guy to do that for you. Because I've always believed in these stars, I believed in their message and what they represented, and I support them. And that's all I've ever wanted them to know and take away from every video that I've ever uploaded. Because the thing is, we can never love these stars enough. I've seen the best of them come and go for companies like Nickelodeon, and I remember years ago how much of an opportunity Kylie Control wanted to perform on the Disney stage. And when she finally got it, when she finally got that call back from Disney, she was ecstatic. She cried for hours. She was so appreciative of the moment she was given because of each and every one of you, and how much you instantly fell in love with a character called Gabby Dern on Gabby Dern and the Unsittables, which was a concept I very quickly fell in love with because I always thought my babysitter could have been a vampire or an alien. It was kind of really cool, kind of really freaky how it happened for me. I always had these girls who used to babysit me when I was really young, and I always thought there was a chance they could be a vampire or a werewolf, that kind of thing. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, this YouTube channel is the coolest thing ever. I was also a fan of My Babysitter's a Vampire, both the movie and the TV show years ago. You know, that was a show that was actually shot here in Canada, and there was something about the restrictions the Canadian production company had put on them, and they had to cancel that show halfway through production, and I was really upset about it. But I remember being a huge fan of that and thinking my babysitter could have been a vampire or a werewolf. I think in some way or somehow, point being, we've drawn inspiration from these franchises for forever. We've obviously felt as if we're a part of it. And I think that if there's somebody out there watching this video who just wants a chance to believe in happily ever after and forever happening for them, they should continue on believing in that. And believe you me, there are going to be more opportunities for your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars to showcase their truest potential. I can't forget to mention how appreciative everybody is of this YouTube channel, and if you're somebody who has not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that. Today is Boo Boo Stewart's 32nd birthday. Of course, he was the character Jay in Descendants. He's sharing a birthday with Baby Spice, actually, from the Spice Girls. So I just want to say happy birthday to Boo Boo Stewart. I have no idea if he's watching the video out there, but he could be. So today's his 32nd birthday, and of course he is sharing a birthday with one of the Spice Girls, Baby Spice, who is celebrating her 50th birthday today. And don't get me started on the Spice Girls, because I remember how popular the Spice Girls were. I had an opportunity to grow up in that generation. You have no idea what it's like to have a PlayStation and have a copy of the Spice Girls video game, which was very popular back in the day. So many people wanted it. So many people were fans of the Spice Girls. And I think it's a huge honor for Boo Boo Stewart to be celebrating a birthday with Baby Spice alongside him. That's really cool. She's 50. He's 32. They both still have a long way to go, but they have really defined legacies, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't wish Boo Boo Stewart a very happy 32nd birthday today, so happy birthday, sir. Your contributions to Descendants of Zombies will never, ever be forgotten as long as this YouTube channel exists, and we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of Cinderella this coming February, on February 15th, so we'll have a huge celebration thrown for everybody here on this YouTube channel. If you have ever been a fan of Disney Cinderella and she is your favorite Disney princess, then I think this is the YouTube channel for you. If you have ever been a fan of Freya Sky, then I think this YouTube channel has something special to offer for you in its YouTube channel archives, because if you look at the YouTube channel archives of this YouTube channel, every third or fourth video that seems to be uploaded here seems to have a way of finding its way out into the YouTube algorithm, and I've been more appreciative of the YouTube algorithm than ever before, because you guys really have made me a superstar overnight. I know I tell you a lot of crazy stories about how I believe in Descendants of Zombies so much, and I really carry with me a passion, because it's all about your enthusiasm and how much you believe in these franchises. You know, I've never really bought into what the critics are trying to get us to drink in terms of Kool-Aid or what they may be trying to sell us, because I think that you guys are the most smart fans in the entire world. You're obviously the strongest fandom ever seen. So because you are the strongest fandom ever seen, I think you deserve to be supported. And the sooner that YouTube journalists or YouTube content creators take a chance on each and every one of you and take your perspective for the Descendants of Zombies for what it's worth, I think they'll have a greater appreciation for it. Not everybody's like Jonathan Clarke and feels the same way about Descendants of Zombies, because everybody's a critic, as has been said many times over the years, and I am far from a critic, because all I've ever done is speak from the perspective of a fan and really shoot for the stars. Kind of like how Geppetto wished on a star one night through his window and wished that Pinocchio would become a real boy. Well, I've been wishing to become a YouTube star for at least the last 30 years. For those of you who have been with me from the very beginning, you should know that I've been on YouTube for over 25 years, and I've been anything but taken seriously on my YouTube videos until Descendants of Zombies found its way into my life. And you guys became a very special part of my life, because all I've ever wanted to do is create relatable content that would eventually go on to touch each and every one of your hearts. And some way or somehow, my wish was granted. If I was ever in possession of Aladdin's magic lamp from the Cave of Wonders, come to think of it, I don't even know if I'd survive being inside the Cave of Wonders, the lava and the ground shaking kind of thing. I don't know if I'd ever be able to endure it, but you know, if I had one wish to be granted, it would have been to be the biggest YouTube creator ever for Descendants of Zombies, and certainly one of the most revered. And I have the chance to become that because of each and every one of you, for how much you believe in these videos and how much of a chance you've taken on me. Some of you have been with me from the very beginning. That's very apparent and very obvious, and I can never seem to say thank you enough, because you could have chosen anybody else's YouTube channel out there who creates Descendants of Zombies content. And I know there's somebody out there watching this video tonight who says, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, nobody creates as cool Descendants of Zombies videos as you, man. You are my favorite YouTuber." Well, if you are somebody who feels that way, thank you so much with all of your heart. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Because I never ever thought that I would have the honor of having the chance to record so many wonderful videos that offer so many people so much inspiration for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Man, Freya Sky has a very bright future. So too does Kylie Contrell, and all I've ever wanted is to be a part of it. I've always wanted to be supportive of Kylie Contrell and Freya Sky, and if there could be one guy in that crowd having a glitter sign that says, "Hey Freya, we love you so much, man," it would have to be me, because I look no further than Jonathan Clarke if you want really cool videos about Kylie Contrell and Freya Sky to be uploaded to YouTube. Because if there's something to be known about them, and there's something to celebrate, I've just wanted to showcase that, put that on display for everybody, because once you distribute your art on YouTube, it no longer is your art. It becomes the art of every fan of Descendants of Zombies who walk through your gallery. And that's how I've always perceived every video that I've had, with a lot of heart being put behind every video that I've ever had the honor of creating, because I consider this an honor to sit in this chair every night and share with you my stories about how I became a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Now I've been a fan of Descendants of Zombies for so many years. It's an honor for me to be able to do it. It is a privilege to be in your presence and share with you who my favorite characters are from Descendants of Zombies and all the moments that truly have defined me and really come a long way in making me the fan of Descendants of Zombies that I am today. And that's why I've gone on to achieve so much severity and touch every heart of every fan of Descendants of Zombies and become certainly one of the most popular YouTube creators of all time. If not the most popular YouTube creators of all time, one can only hope I'm one of them. I have always loved Kylie Control with all of my heart. I have always supported Freya Sky, and I will continue to for that foreseeable future, which I look forward to being a part of because of each and every one of you and how much you have believed in Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart. I've just wanted to give you guys back something special that we all could believe in and share in together, because this story is far from over. Why? Because it never had to be. And because of how much you believed in it, I don't see the reason why it has to be over. Why can't we just celebrate these moments and be grateful that these moments are happening for us? And I speak to every YouTube creator out there. A big shout out coming out from me from every YouTube creator. The sooner we have a greater appreciation to showcase for Descendants of Zombies, the sooner more Descendants of Zombies fans are going to fall in love with us. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. We will pick up this conversation right where we left off, bright and early tomorrow morning, between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, I got school tomorrow, man. I can't watch your show at 8:35, between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. tomorrow morning. I got a test. I got to pass tomorrow. Well, after you finish your test and your homework, watch Jonathan Clarke on YouTube, because I have a lot of insightful things to get to about Descendants of Zombies. Come back, watch it in the archives, and have a whole lot of fun while you're doing it, because one can only hope these videos have touched your heart. Have a wonderful day tomorrow, guys, and know you forever and always have a very special place in my heart as fans of Descendants of Zombies, because you guys have deserved far more appreciation than you've ever seen on YouTube, and I can only hope that I've resonated with so many wonderful fans of Descendants of Zombies somewhere, somehow. Guys, thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and thank you so much for having watched this video.